Would you say it was a bit of an even Steven game? It was just sort of one goal could have won it.
It could have been, in fairness. They came here with 2-1s and a draw behind them, and plenty of confidence. Obviously, that gives a bit of momentum to them. But listen, we have to do better at home. There's no question about it. We had a lot of the ball first half. They never really threatened us. And did we expect them to come under the second half? We did, because we were going to have to go pushing the game. But it's like last week, we had plenty of the ball, and our final ball has let us down again. And as I says, it's just a case of sticking at it and seeing how we can improve it.
After about 15-20 minutes, Johnny Fraser went off again. Is it the hamstrings again, is it?
Yeah, Johnny's hamstrings going. Well, that's what he's saying. He felt it, so it's unfortunate. But
he has been working hard the last few weeks to try and keep on top of it. I mean, obviously, it's just unfortunately, obviously, he went off so early in the game.
He hasn't really been injured that much, so I think Johnny Cummins has been brilliant with all the players. So it's disappointing he's had to come off, but as I says, even at that, Johnny's a good goal threat and scores good goals at this level. But we have to make sure that, listen, we're not getting off breaking balls, we're not crossing the ball in the box well enough when we get into good areas. We have to find our final pass. We need people being more creative. And listen, teams are really getting a grip on us and really making it hard for us. And we have to find ways and solutions to make the chances and score the goals. But as I says, on the main, it's similar, very, very similar to last week.
Final third again, obviously was a bit more frustrating up top with Spike and Young Tiernan as well. You just touched on there, putting balls into the box. I mean, they were closing down Spike quite a lot throughout the whole game. I mean, Spike himself, obviously, he took him off in the second half. I mean, Spike had an hour frustrating afternoon. Again, as you said there, they are sort of, teams are coming here now and obviously trying to make it frustrating for us.
Well, even away last week, Stewart basically knew they probably wouldn't have allowed the ball and they sat in against us, particularly second half, and that happened today. The second half, in fairness, they went toe-to-toe with us, and they tried to, and Michael was called to the action a couple of times without really having to do anything spectacular. They had a couple of shots from distance which really sailed over the bar quite comfortably. But as I says, there's always that risk that you can concede a goal, and the players are on edge with that, particularly when we're pushing forward. We play an expansive game, like we normally throw 7 at it. But I have to give the back three their due. They were outstanding today. Lewis Barr, Lewis Patterson and Big Boobs. Big Kyle Owens could have came off at half time, but he wanted to stay on. He's got a bit of a heel problem. But as I says, his leadership and his control and his dominance physically, and not only that, now he's been a real asset for us with the ball, as the two boys down the sides have as well defensively. So listen, they're doing their jobs really well. We just have to do our jobs better all over the pitch, particularly going at our opponent's goal, and we have to have the better attacking solutions.
It was good to have Michael back today. Obviously Michael was off for a couple of weeks, and obviously some sad news for Michael, but it's good to have him back in the squad. Parkhouse, you were going to put on the bench today, unfortunately he's out with COVID now. We were just talking before we come on the air here today. It's just there's some options good to look forward for games coming forward, obviously with a couple of weeks ahead now with some crucial games coming up.
Well, and then Jimmy Glover's come back in the contention. We didn't use him today because he was away for a holiday, and he was only back on Thursday, and he probably obviously would have liked to be involved against Bangor. But Parkhouse coming back gives us options. Tiernan O'Connor still finding his feet at this level as we've seen today. Spike, in fairness, the dynamics changed. We're working on, I think Spike relies on a service from wide in particular, and in fairness to him, we have to get that better for him. But there's other aspects of his game we want him doing better at as well, so we'll keep working on that. I think he wants to work at it as well, particularly if he wants to kind of sustain and have a higher career as well. Michael, in fairness, have a difficulties, and rightly so. I just wanted to get him back in the mix, because
he's a good asset to have in the squad, wasn't
Well, he's a good asset. Well, listen, we have 4 strikers now. We've obviously Parkhouse, he's had a culture of, he's an Northern Ireland 21 international, a good history. Tiernan O'Connor's an emerging young player. He's only 20, 21, just coming at the end of the month, and then the 2 boys are experienced championship players. So listen, we've got them, but we have to give a better supply, as this is from wide areas. We have to give a better passing combinations, and when we get on them areas, we have to be more clinical. We're passing and we're shooting, and that's where we have to improve if we want to win games.
Yeah, we've got another home game next week. I mean, it's another game where obviously have to try and go for 3 points because the gap is starting to open up there at the top again with Newton winning the game today. I mean, the only team's beaten this season. Can I get your thoughts on next week? Because it's going to be another test, but it's good to have home field advantage once again next week.
Well, the thing is about getting momentum, and that's what we have to do. It's mid-September, so the league doesn't stop the April time, so I'm not worried about gaps. I'm just worried about getting momentum, and then what you can do in this league, which we did last year, is put a run together, and that's what Newington's doing at the minute. Credit them. Dundee had done that as well up until today. Credit to them. So we have to do the same if we want to get closer to the top, which I think we're sitting fourth. I think it's fifth now actually. Then we have to make sure that we get winning games, our home games in particular, and then try and pick up the odd point and the odd one on the road as well. And if we do that, then we'll not be far away.